Welcome to the Pop-Up Pod, your behind-the-scenes pass into the world of pop-up markets. Join us as we chat with vendors, artisans, and entrepreneurs, bringing unique goods and fresh ideas to life, one pop-up at a time.
Hi, it's Melissa with Orlando Local Makers, and we're back with the second episode of the Pop-Up Pod.
Hi.
And this time I have almost our entire Orlando Local Makers team. We are missing one person today, but we'll catch her on a future episode.
We miss you, Patty.
So I thought this episode would be a great opportunity to kind of introduce our staff, talk about how we got here, how we got involved in OLM, and what else we do. Like, who are we?
Right.
And again, kind of sticking with our venue highlight. This time we are at the Foxtail Coffee in Winter Park. As you can see, we've got the roaster right behind us, and we're in the beautiful glass enclosed space, giving us kind of a fishbowl view of everything going on at the Foxtail Coffee Shop
I know,
today.
we're being chismosas.
With our coffee. So I think first, I just want you guys to kind of introduce yourself and kind of your role with Orlando Local Makers, and then we'll do a quick little icebreaker before we deep dive.
Perfect.
What do you say?
Okay, I
Sounds
can
good.
start. So hi guys, I'm Yomi. I miss all of you guys. So I'm actually the social media manager for Orlando Local Makers. I'm still around, I'm behind the scenes, and I honestly couldn't do my role without their help because they're such a big help to me.
Hi, I'm Mimi. I am organizer with Orlando Local Makers, and I am the owner of L&L Designs.
And I am Jessica, and I am the operations manager. I own True Natures & Co., my sub company, and True Nature Bazaar, in collaboration with Orlando Local Makers.
Okay. Welcome, everybody.
Hi,
Who are you?
Introduce
Wait,
yourself.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
myself.
Who are you?
I'm Melissa with Orlando Local Makers.
The no Melissa.
Covered that in the first 2 seconds. Okay, so, all right, I have a few icebreaker questions, and of course, they're on my phone, which is somewhere else.
Yes.
So, okay, let me try to remember.
I remember them.
You got this.
Okay, all right, Jessica.
Yes.
If you could live in a fantasy world, where would it be and why?
In Narnia.
I love that.
I know.
He's like, I know. What?
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The wardrobe and the closet and what else?
And
The
the
Lion,
lion
the
and
Witch,
the
and the
talking
Wardrobe.
animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So I want a closet where I can just open up, or a cabinet, and I just go in and transport to this world where I can talk to animals, where I can just have no judgment of people, and I can just wear whatever I want, say
I love
whatever I
that.
want,
It's
and have a
yeah.
conversation
Yeah, I
with
like
the
that, I
animals,
like
the
that.
lions.
Yeah.
And then you
I
come
like
back through the closet into
Yeah.
reality.
And that's it. And
I need that closet in my house.
Me too, I need that.
I'll make it in my house
Yeah.
and I'll invite you guys.
There we
Can't
go.
wait. Can't wait. Okay,
That was a good
Mimi,
question. Oh,
if you could be an inanimate object,
okay.
what would you be and why?
A light bulb.
Light bulb.
I like
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
a light bulb. So I
Tell
can
us.
light up
The world.
everywhere
Nice.
and
I like that.
be a light.
Illuminate the world.
Right.
That's
yeah.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yomi,
Yes.
Uh-oh.
if you could travel back in time
Okay.
to any one era for 1 week.
Oh, 1 week.
Just 1 week.
Woo.
This
Temporary.
reminds me of a movie.
Temporary. I
That
think
I
there are probably some
wish,
movies that
yeah.
where would you go?
Oh, I love this.
Why?
Okay. So there's a few, like Renaissance, but I think that the one that I would really, really pick is the 20s.
Yes.
Because, like, the roaring 20s. I just feel like it was an era of so much change. And there was so much women empowerment going on, and like the women in that era really helped
Yeah.
pave the way for so many of us, and I like love that.
100%.
And also the fashion.
Girl power here.
Guys, the fashion,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Of course, the
Yeah,
fashion,
of
flopper
course.
dresses,
Can't forget that.
the
Yeah.
headpieces,
Oh, I love
all the
that.
beads.
Yes.
Are
Yeah, the
beautiful.
Renaissance era where the artists
I
and
So I
Renaissance
have
too.
one more question for
you.
Well, I'll answer it. It wasn't for me, so I'll go ahead and use it. What is your favorite childhood snack, and does it still hold up?
Ooh.
Okay.
So, for most of you who know me, know that a peanut butter and jelly is my tried and true. I will have it for dinner. I will have it for a snack. And when I travel, that is in my carry-on. And when I pass a SIBO at the Orlando airport, I snag an Uncrustable or two. Don't tell anyone. I don't have a flavor
I love
preference.
that.
I just love them all.
I mean, you can't go wrong with the classic.
You really can't go wrong with the
Yeah,
peanut butter and
yeah.
jelly.
Definitely,
I've been
yeah.
known to toast them, put some bananas on them.
Wow, you take it to a whole
Kind of
level.
just mix it up.
I see
Girl.
a business.
So-
Right, yeah.
A PB&J is my
Yeah,
go-to.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a grilled cheese too. I mean,
Oh, I love
Yeah.
grilled cheese
Yeah.
with tomato soup.
yes. Had one
Okay, you
yesterday,
need to make
actually.
your future business plan.
My peanut butter and jelly business.
There you go.
Yes.
That's
Peanut butter
it.
and jelly time.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ooh, I
now
like that.
you kind of know a little bit about us on a different level.
Yes.
Let's talk about what we do, or what we did before joining Orlando Local Makers, and kind of how you got involved in Orlando Local Makers. How did you find out about it? Yeah, kind of just a little
Oh, that's
deep
fun.
dive into the past.
Yes.
Let's
Sounds good.
start with Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica came on board first.
Yes.
The oldest child.
Yes.
Yes.
I've always had
The
trouble.
firstborn.
I've always had trouble asking for help. And so when I met Jessica at a market that we used to host called Market on Mills, and it was a beautiful parking lot, shaded, beautiful trees. We don't host there anymore, but that's okay. We met there for the first time,
Yeah.
and I'll let you tell kind of how you got involved and what you were doing at the time.
All right. So my True Nature and Co business started. I do soaps. A couple of years prior to that, I started having like rashes and hives and not knowing where all that stuff was coming from. I got the test done. I got some answers. Still not knowing. Still having hives and things. So I started making soap, even though I made it in the past with my daughter as a hobby. But then I dived more into when I started having my issues with the skin, and one thing led to another. My daughter got diagnosed with diabetes. Her skin also got like rashy and dry and all that stuff. Her insulin pump leaving rashes like really badly, and using things over the counter that would not work.
Yeah.
So she started using the oatmeal milk and honey soap. That helped, and my lotion bars. And one thing led to another, created an actual business in May 2022. And I started popping up at Mills in July 2022. Then towards the end of that year, I see you running around like a chicken without a head.
Typical.
And with your little girl. And so I offered to help you if ever you needed help, because I was always there so early. And my setup was really quick. And so you took on the help.
Yeah, I took you up on it.
Yes. And so in November 2022, I did my first pop-up market with you there at Mills. What is
Yep.
it? Market on Mills.
Yep, as the organizer.
Then
Yep.
as the organizer. And then I did House on Land, and then Quantum Leap. Then we did the mega market. And one thing led to another. 2023, I went in more deep with you as doing admin work. I quit my full-time job in the corporate world. I was not happy, and this became my happiness. Then one thing led to another. I created my own pop-up market with your help, your guidance, and guiding me through the whole
And
process.
it's crushing it.
It's crushing it at the Food Factory, the first and third Saturday of the month, and that's True Nations Bazaar. And I have been the happiest ever because I'm actually doing what I love.
Yeah.
And now we're in
Aw.
2025, so you never know what it'll bring.
know.
See,
Yeah.
2025 looks so good right now.
so
that,
good.
Yeah.
it's out of control.
It's a good.
It's a good year.
Yeah.
And then Yomi joined our forces here.
The second child.
The
Yes.
second child. Social media, as we all know, can be very overwhelming.
my God,
Yeah.
It's in and of itself a really full-time job.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so when you're trying to organize markets, communicate with vendors and venues and line up and I mean all of the things that go into putting a market together, social media is a key component. And it can't be left to the sidelines.
I know.
Because marketing the markets is what drives
And
people
there's
to
so
come.
many markets
So-
that we have.
Yeah.
So, in kind of discussions amongst friends, Yomi and I became connected, and I'll let you kind of.
And then, so I came along in 2023, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, like around this time, like late January.
It was about February, yep.
Yeah. And I actually got connected with Melissa because I'll delve into that later, but because of my friend Chrissy, she's a fashion stylist. I'm also a fashion stylist. And she connected us, and I was also like at a time where I was kind of like trying to figure out what to do with my life and like build my portfolio. So then I got connected, and I just started going to the markets, and I
And
loved
Chris is like,
it.
I have a girl for you.
Yeah,
I'm
she
like,
I
"Okay."
can literally picture her saying that too.
Yeah.
So apart from this, I also am a fashion stylist, and I do social media for companies. I love what I do. This is my business, and I'm trying to grow it, and it's just been so much fun doing this whole journey. So with Orlando Local Makers, I came on board initially as a social media manager, but then I started helping organize and coordinate the events as well, which I
On-site,
fell in love with. Immediately, because it's just, you never know, like you just see the markets right from an outside perspective, and it's like, oh, a market, but like there's so much that goes behind it, and like meeting all the vendors and talking to them and hearing their story. It's so beautiful because so many of them have like just such a beautiful, interesting story. Like some of them literally have a full-time rush to the markets, pop up, because this is like their passion and what fuels them, and they need that balance to be able to like just do life. And then a lot of them also, like this is their livelihood, like literally this is like their main source of income. So it's very interesting to like hear everyone's story, and I wanted to really capture that, and I love it. I love like our little community.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Hi, Mimi.
Oh, hello.
So Mimi is our newest member of the OLM team.
I'm the other child that just got adopted.
Yeah.
I'm the baby.
And Mimi, you started off as a shopper.
I did.
As a visitor
yes.
to Lake Nona Markets.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
the
kind
art
of
of
what
the-
spawned your pathway to
vibe,
OLM.
yeah,
So do you want to
yeah.
tell us how that
Sure.
kind of happened?
And one night, actually, I was there with my husband. I met Jessica and Yomi. So I was like, oh, so Jessica told me about the market, you know, so that's what when she was organizing the market. And then Yomi, we were talking about styling. It's like, so my husband loves the fact that I'm into jewelry, styling. So I was
Fashion
like,
as well.
right, fashion. And he's like, why don't you come here and sell your jewelry? And I'm like, I didn't even have a business. So I started from there, and he kept pushing me. He's like, what, you should do, I can see you doing this. I'm like, no. And I was like, no, I'm home with the kids. I do this, I do my own, thing. He's like, no, this is going to be good for you. Like, you love, this
That's
is
so
what
sweet.
you love.
Right.
And I was like, okay. He kept pushing. Thank you, honey, for pushing me to do this.
Yeah.
Kudos
Love
to
you.
you.
Yes.
And from that, you developed
L&L.
L&L.
Actually, L&L never existed.
Yeah.
It started with like the idea from Orlando Local Makers.
Love that.
And that's how it started.
And from that, you were
I
popping
met
up at the
you.
markets.
Right.
And I think you reached out to Jessica at some
I said,
point and said, if you
yeah.
guys ever need help,
Yep.
I love being here.
Absolutely.
And memo got passed on, and we ran
Yeah.
into each other, and you said the same thing. And I
Yeah.
said, we've got some more markets coming up. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our organizer family,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But we also have our vendor family
Absolutely.
and our venue family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we say family, we really mean it.
Yes.
We lean on each other,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Really.
personally and professionally.
Absolutely.
And I think that's really special and important to have
Yeah.
when you work so close together
Yep.
Yeah.
on something that we really truly believe is important for our community.
Yeah, I feel like we're all very
Sisters.
passionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Always got the
community
chills.
that we
I know.
built,
Me
we
too.
helped build. I know.
Yeah.
And
I
we're
love that.
so present
Yeah.
at the markets as well, and even behind the scenes. We're always there
Right.
to help them,
Yeah.
help each other.
Get
when
through the
we're
process.
Yeah.
Texting all the
Yeah.
time each other, no matter who's in the
No,
right.
yes,
It's
we
like
have a
everybody
group, we do have a
responds.
group chat.
Yeah, we
have
do.
a-
And oh my god, I miss you guys so much. Like I haven't been part of the
I know
markets.
Yomi has really had some, what do you call it, withdrawal
I
know.
from not
I
being
know.
on site.
She's behind the scene. She's behind the scene.
I took a step back just for like personal projects, but I'm still behind the scenes, so I'm still
Yeah.
there. But I'm like, I miss you guys so
So
much.
keep an eye out for Yomi, because as part of this podcast, we're going to kind of do a podcast on the go
Yes.
type version, and we're going to do some interviews on site.
I'm excited.
So
I can't wait.
if you take a look at our link in bio, there is now an option for vendors or community members to kind of add your name to the list
Yeah.
of, you want to be on a future
But, yep.
episode.
Right.
So let's talk.
And why wouldn't you want to be,
I
with
know.
us?
Okay.
Hello, we're
It's
so
just a little
cool.
coffee talk.
Definitely. Yeah. I love this coffee talk.
I know. I love it. Coffee.
I'm not sure where we'll be popping up at the next for the next episode, but we will be rotating amongst all of our venues to give them a beautiful highlight, because, well, they're a special part of us.
Yes.
Definitely. Definitely.
And again, we are here at Foxtail Coffee in Winter Park. where we have such a beautiful, charming market outside one Sunday a month. It's our little brunch market.
It's a vibe.
And you know, you've got
So
Foxtail
cute.
Coffee, Swine and Sons is here, Kelly's Ice Cream, and the Courtesy Bar opens up a little bit later. But it's in that beautiful grassy space right next to the coffee shop.
Yeah.
So we hope to see you there. And
Yeah.
thanks for listening to our behind
Thank
the
you,
scenes.
guys.
Thank you.
Who is Orlando Local Makers? And now you kind of know a little bit more about us.
Yes.
Yay.
And more to come.
And more to
See
come.
you at the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Just in case, yeah, I know.
Take 5.
I have like that trauma.
Okay.
Hello, it's Melissa with Orlando Local Makers, and welcome back to the Pop-Up Pod. This is our second episode of our newest podcast. I can't speak, so I'm going to start over. I bit my lip in the middle of that one. Okay. Hi, it's Melissa with the
These are
Woo!
bloopers. These
Yeah.
are bloopers.
Come
These are the great bloopers.